with my broadcasting software and how it connects to my PC. So hopefully I got it worked out again. And but hey, there is a lot to talk about today. Things are finally happening. So let's start with XIV. Always my favorite, and look, it's coming right down to the lower end of its band here, and the momentum has pushed in under 20, and so it gets a little squirrely here after hours because my software still runs after hours, but one of four things are going to happen. How about that for commitment to a trade? Is that we could bounce from this line here for a Friday close, and when you have a down week, you typically from Thursday into Friday you're going to get some recovery in the market as traders close their short book, and you get a bounce with XIV. I'm personally expecting that, and so that's what I'm watching for. And all the news is out of the way now. That doesn't mean next week the market can't crash, but that's usually what I normally see. Now tomorrow, if that doesn't work and we have weakness coming in tomorrow, then brings $38 into play, and this is pretty strong support. It's the VWAP line, and it's also the linear regression channel line too. And if those don't hold, then we're coming down into this range here. But at this point, I don't see it. I'm still looking for a big sell-off in the market, but just not quite yet. And I just don't think they're going to let it happen ahead of Hillary and the election if they can maintain control. But we have now, the economics. Amazon just reported, I guess the earnings disappointed. So it's getting hit pretty hard. Google reported, and I think it's pretty flat. And so employment reports next week, and that's going to disrupt things. But also Monday is the end of the month, so that's usually a net positive. So I could see 2-3 days up, and then we sell into the election, and then from the election, depending on who wins, what's going to happen. So it's kind of my game plan right now. But I trade off the hourly, and it needed to flush down like this so we get a bounce. But if you notice here, the last bounce didn't do anything, but it was pretty close to the top of the range. I'm expecting some things to happen here with this bounce. But if this bounce fails to produce anything, then like I said, we're going to drop another 10% in XIV. Going to my second biggest position that I have is SLW, and I think it put in a bottom. Today it bounced off the SIB line from the top side this time, so it kind of tested it, and now it needs to get over VWAP and start moving higher. And I put official buy signal out on it at 23.55, and we'll see if it holds. If not, I'm closing the trade out here. But I took off my hedges too. I've been selling SLW calls. I had a SLW 23.50 for closing tomorrow, and so it actually was beautiful because I captured almost all the premium and able to hop out right at the money. So that's my expectation. We'll see. It's close to the bottom of this channel too. We got a rising channel in SLW. Things don't feel really good at mine, as we have to bear in mind. SLW is under $10 here, beginning of the year, so it has to absorb some of these gains a little bit. Or where we also bought yesterday, if I can learn how to spell. Is Boyle. I think natural gas has put in a bottom. The next 30 days, the weather, and I've been posting. Go out to Trade Genius's Facebook page. That's our Facebook page. It lets me have a little creative license to post things I think are interesting, that supports the thesis that we come to in terms of our trade decisions, in addition to the technical patterns. And there's just some really interesting weather. It looks like California and the Northwest over the next 30 days are going to get absolutely walloped. And if this thing hits, the jet stream's over 220 knots right now. And over the next 6 to 10 days, if it doesn't materially change where the low pressure systems are sitting, is that it could pump an atmospheric river in in somewhere between Seattle and San Francisco. And atmospheric river, you could get 7 to 10 inches of rain falling in a couple days. We had one in Santa Barbara area during the last El Nino, big El Nino, not the one last year, which was kind of a dud, that filled a lake that was supposed to take 7 years to fill, filled it in a week. So when these things come ashore, we had seven inches in Laguna Beach in 2 days. So when these things come ashore, they're pretty incredible. And so all that to say is I think natural gas is going to be colder. They're calling for some cold in the central U.S. and I think it's gonna push natural gas prices up again. So we bought back in. Actually the official buy price was $14.85. It kept falling yesterday. Once we had this in the signal, you could see where I put the signal in, and but we bought it a little bit higher than here. Some of our more astute traders actually some of these guys got down and bought it at 14. So my expectation is that we're going to run this thing back up again, and natural gas is going to push higher. A trade we took profit on was Mosaic, and we bought it here, and it finally hit our sell stop here. We'll wait for it to set back up. But this trade has just been bouncing back and forth, just beautifully, the swing trade. Once we figured out we should need to swing it versus hold it, I'm a long-term supporter of Mosaic. I think as going into the global cooling that we're going to have, is that farmers are going to have to juice their fields to get the crops out of the ground faster, and it's just going to help the potash companies. Also, I think a change in direction happened today with, we really talked about SLW. GDX has changed too. GLD was just solid today, and same with SLV. They both stayed positive, even though the miners took a bit of a hit, and I think they're consolidating here. And once the Fed, everybody knows the Fed can't raise rates. In fact, I think their next move is down, even though they live in some sort of Potemkin village or fantasy land, and just how they just keep telling us things that are just patently false about the economy. That I think there comes to the conclusion that they're gonna have to add liquidity and lower rates to get things moving. And I'm not surprised. We're just debt saturated. People can't carry it. Businesses can't carry it, and they're going to have a full-blown depression on their hands. And I doubt they want that. They've been holding on as long as they can, but I think it's over. And you look at, XRT, the retail. Look at this. That's huge. Going into Christmas, and the retailers are starting to plummet. And trade is plummeting, and they can't get the ships. A shipper went into bankruptcy. And with healthcare coming up, and they're 30%. It's 30% for me. I don't know what I'm going to do next year. I don't think I can absorb another 30% hit next year. I mean, my insurance has gone up almost 400% in the last 10 years. I mean, it's just crowding out anything else I'm spending money on. And people need to wake up, because there's just going to be no other businesses. It's going to be, you're going to pay your rent, you're going to pay your food, you're going to pay your health care, and then you're going to sit in a dark house. And you're going to wonder what the hell happened, because you all voted for the Democrats. I'm sorry if you are one, but everybody's broke, and they're going to get more broke, and they're going to have to do something about it. But it doesn't matter if you believe me. It's just that you're going to see 70% of our economy is a service industry, and when you don't have money, you're not buying stuff. You're not taking your kid to camp. You're not taking them to karate lessons. You're not going to the dry cleaners. You're not eating out. Okay, you're not going on vacation. You're not, you're not going out and hitting the ball games. There's a reason why the NFL's down this year. People are just turning off their cable boxes. They can't afford cable. Okay, so I think people are going to have to wake up here pretty soon. I think they're seeing it now, and rising minimum wage, lowering revenue is just a recipe for disaster. Rising rents, they're raising rents at the same time. So it's just going to be really interesting to see. And unfortunately for me, I'm going to be vindicated, but it's just it's a Faustian victory because, or pride victory because, yeah, I was right, and we're living in squalor. And I don't think I'm overestimating what's going to happen if they don't change direction there pretty fast. And so, also, the grains keep moving up. I'm talking about food. This is going to keep on going. You got to protect your family. Get some JJG, get some DBA, get some coffee, because all these things are going up. So not in addition to your healthcare going up and your rent's going up, and they're trying to push oil up for some strange reason, is your food prices are going to go up. So I don't know what to say. This is, and the Federal Reserve is talking about how great everything is. So I guess I just live in a different world. But anyway, sorry to be so glum. Come join us, make some money, try to mitigate some of these things. We're doing well. We had another great day with Nadex, and tomorrow and Monday are two last trades, and we should have a good return for the month. Even though we had some pretty big losses on a couple trades, we did some tweaking earlier in the month. We did some tweaking, and seems to be working out pretty well for us. And hopefully, we'll finish giving people a 50 to 60% return on their capital for the trade. And you can start as low as $500. Our goal is to try to get you $2,500 to $5,000 in a year, so that you can take advantage of some of the other trades that we do and make some money. Anyway, have a great night. I'll catch you guys. I'll do a few things this weekend, but go out to the Trade Genius webpage and go to our Facebook page and get some information. And if you want to make money, sign up, become a subscriber. It's month by month. And so invest a little bit in us and yourself. Make some money. If it's not for you, you can always jump back out. Anyway, have a great day. Bye-bye.